How does your media product represent particular social groups? The main aim was to show two contrasting female characters, to outline the difference and make the body language, clothing, and social class significant to the audience to represent these particular social groups. The victim appears to be innocent and vulnerable, and has plain clothing, which is quite typical for a teenager, such as leggings and Converse. She also has timid body language, and also has bright hair colour, which represents her purity. Although the killer is quite threatening, and has a middle-class background, and is quite wealthy and has trendy clothing, and she also uses a MacBook and an iPhone. She also has open posture, which symbolises that she's quite confident, and she also has a dark hair colour, which represents her sinister personality. Body language-wise, the victim has her hands in her coat pockets, which throughout our research shows that people hide their hands in their pockets when they're nervous, not confident, and wary of their whereabouts, which is what we wanted to portray for this character. Whereas the killer, which is the main protagonist, differs from these aspects. The killer has an open posture and looks very confident and comfortable in her own public space, which illustrates that she is a very threatening and dominating character, which the audience get to see at the end of our 2-minute opening. Although clothing-wise, whilst the protagonist is in the dark room, she wears completely black clothing and also has dark hair, outlining her sinister and menacing personality. Although when she is in Starbucks, which is a public place, the protagonist wears somewhat trendy clothing, emphasising the speculation that she's meant to be an everyday normal character when she's really hiding a deep dark secret. The victim is wearing plain clothing, typical clothing for a teenager, such as leggings and Converses. Her hair colour is blonde and bright, outlining her purity, passiveness and vulnerability, which completely contrasts from the killer. The protagonist comes from a middle-class background and deeming to be quite wealthy. She has a contemporary MacBook, iPhone and Nikon camera. Location-wise, Starbucks is known to be a quite modern and prime location, and her clothing is quite fashionable and mature, also emphasising the differences in age between the victim and the protagonist, which is 16 and 19.